Welcome back. We're joined for this segment with Dawnette Brown, Recruiting Manager for Wells Fargo, Maureen Sharp, Human Relations Manager from AccuMold, and Jane Coy, Human Relations Manager for Iowa Health Systems.
We have lots of questions, so let's get started.
The application process is different for most employers. Could you talk just a little bit about what your application process is?
Sure. At Wells Fargo, our application process is all online. So you have the opportunity to go to wellsfargo.com, build your own personal profile, and then attach a resume. Apply to any of the jobs that you see you have an interest in.
And when we hear back from you, will I hear back online?
You may hear back a couple different ways. You could hear back typically from a phone call from a recruiter if you're going to be moved through the process. You may get a letter saying that we're going to move forward with other candidates, or you may get a letter saying that you should hear something in a few weeks because of the amount of volume.
Maureen, what do you do at AccuMold?
We also have the option of the online process. All of our openings are online, but as well we do take applications at our facility. So you can come in and pick up an application. You can fill it out there. I guess I would prefer that you would take it with you and fill it when you can give it some time, make it look its best, and bring it back.
Iowa Health Des Moines also has an online process. Our applicants create their own account so they can go back in and access their status to see if they're being considered. They would hear generally by email first if they provide us with an email address. And they can also call the Human Resources Office to check on the status of an application. And their first contact would be with a manager or supervisor calling them for an interview.
Oh, great, thank you.
Since all three of you are hiring right now, could you talk to me about a little bit of tips that you think that job seekers should do before and after an interview?
Certainly a complete application, as Maureen said, speaks well of people. Professional appearance as well as a professional demeanor is very important, and we do welcome follow-up calls to check the status of an application or check the status of an interview after someone is interviewed with a supervisor or manager.
If you're called for an interview, it just makes sense to take some time and look at what skills the job is requiring. You know, have those in your mind. Maybe go through and rehearse some questions you think you may be asked about those particular skills.
I would agree with that. I think all the hiring managers at Wells Fargo would want me to explain that it would be good to do a little bit of research about our company, get online to the website, take a look and see what benefits we offer, see what's going on with our company today.
So once I file my application either online or I hand deliver it, how long should I wait before I start checking back? I'm going to be very nervous. Every minute will seem like an hour. What's a reasonable time to wait?
So from the time the job is posted till probably an offer is made, somewhere between 4 and 6 weeks is an average with our company. So typically, a couple weeks, you should hear one way or another.
You will find out right after you submit your application online. If you do it that way, you'll get a confirmation letter. Typically, you would hear within the next couple of weeks if you're going to hit the interview. But feel free to call if you're wondering how the process is going.
We generally tell applicants 7 to 10 days after they've submitted their application to call and check back. Some positions may take a little longer depending on volume of applicants, but again, we do welcome people to check back with us so that they're
That's very reassuring. Now, if I get an interview, let's say I'm very good and I'm also very lucky, so I make it through the list and I get an interview. What are the couple big deal breakers when I'm in that interview that I really don't want to do?
Not show up late. It'd be great for you to be on time, and also dressed appropriately and be prepared to talk about your background. As hiring managers probe more, we want to hear more details about what they're asking.
I would say that most hiring managers want you to be successful. That's important, and I think that to come with that kind of an attitude that you want to try to connect with this person as much as you can.
Absolutely, I agree with Maureen. The other piece of it is in this job market, as difficult as the search can be for persons, to not let that frustration or even anger show at an interview or in follow-up if you're contacting human resources, to maintain a professional demeanor and stay positive, even if you've had circumstances that you can't control or circumstances that you could control. It's important to voice what you've learned from those past situations and how those won't occur again in your work history.
One of the things that we heard from our panelists on last week's show was that sometimes they get frustrated because this unemployment is so isolating right now. So much of it is done online. They're putting out lots and lots of applications because there's so few jobs and more people applying. What are some of the things that they can do to really kind of stand out from the crowd?
I think, again, that initial application and looking at the jobs that they're applying for, knowing what skills are needed, and the ability to address those so that we see them as the great candidate for that position.
Good tip.
I think when you can tell that they've taken some time and they know about your company, so that you can have a good conversation and they can ask intelligent questions. That you can just tell that they put that extra time into to be as interested in the company as you are in finding the right person to hire.
I think also there's a lot of job fairs and community events and different ways that they can meet with employers if it's not even in an interview situation to find out a little bit more about the company and about the culture, and then they'll know whether it's a fit too.
I think your comments about attention to detail are important, but we're going to come back to this. It's time for us to take a short commercial break, and we'll return to continue our discussion. We've got some great questions.